Welcome to Babyface Hills. I'm your boy Pops Griffin. I got 3 out of my 4 guys with me. To my right, Menace Rab.
Yo, yo.
To my left, Big Rick.
What's up? What's up?
And to my right, my man Jay.
What's going on?
What's good with it, man? Glad to have you boys back in the house. So you know what we do in here? We talk about professional wrestling, primarily WWE. Got to get right to it. Got to start out talking about, well, he wasn't my guy, but he's my guy now as a heel. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Cena. So Cena being the heel and being the champion. Came back, took the belt off of Cody, and took my boy Orton out as well. Lying, cheating, stealing. What's going on? Talk to me. What y'all thoughts about this?
I think it's interesting that he's not beating anybody straight up. They're knocking out refs, using weapons and stuff. So I think that's interesting. It's different than all his other work before.
I don't know if I really like that either. I feel like last world champion, last run, it shouldn't be as I feel like it should be more straight up. It should be like you kind of stapling yourself for the last time rather than all the I feel like interferences and
He's a heel.
Yeah, but you don't have to look at Rhea Ripley, look at Liv Morgan that portray the heel role, but they can win straight up. That's true.
I think that's why it's so good because this is the last time ever being in the ring, having a run, and he's doing it like this. Like none of this was a straight up. This whole thing is different. I like how the match with Orton was like in ring better than it looked like he's moving better. It's looking.
He does look like he's in better shape.
Yeah,
it looks like he's in better shape.
The match with Randy played out better than the match with Cody for sure. I don't know. I feel like heel doesn't mean coward in a sense. I feel like Cena should be able to win straight up matches.
Cena's never a coward, man. Come on, no coward and Cena don't even go in the same.
I'm interested to see how it develops though, because I feel like they're adding more layers to the character subtly every time. So by the end, whoever beats him is gonna be like the ultimate babyface.
Yeah. I think it was cool too. His press conference after he run, and when he put R-Truth through the table, ate him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. The interference was crazy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Randy Orton's gonna punt him, which is crazy. The punt when he first started, Randy Orton was a heel. Now people cheering for the punt. R-Truth saved him. He got RKO and the AA through the table same night. But I think it's gonna set up a quick R-Truth and Cena match, and then John Cena moves on to the next thing.
Do you think his last in-ring appearance is supposed to be mid-December, Boston, which is his home? Do you think he carries the belt all the way till then? Like he makes this full run?
Yeah, I think I said this privately a while ago, but I think that he might actually retire this belt with him. The undisputed belt. Yeah, he might take it out with him, or he passes it down to like a new talent, and he'll be the guy to get the guy like over completely. I don't see him passing it to someone already established. I think it's kind of defeat the purpose of it. Like if it was to go to like a Seth, I think it's. I don't really see the point of that, but I definitely see him retiring it out as he keeps calling himself the last world champion. It might roll it that way.
Yeah, especially the way they call him the whole going stuff. How much they put into the last time thing. That wouldn't be bad retiring it.
Yeah,
but if I think I could see Cody doing it too, like the Ultimate Babyface thing, or
I think Cody's gonna get it back.
Yeah, I could see Cody.
I'm always happy with that. I love Cody.
Maybe Breaker, but I don't know if he needs that either. So
I don't know if it'd get to Breaker because I feel like that whole thing is building up to like Breaker's gonna get too big headed, too overpowered. It's gonna turn on Seth. Yeah. So I think it's gonna like stay that whole like how it's like Logan, Jay, Gunther, Seth is gonna go towards that way, and then Breaker, Seth, he's gonna turn on him.
Well, Cena's already taken down Cody. He just took out Orton, so
but Cody hasn't been on TV since WrestleMania.
That's true. That's very true.
And Cody should have a rematch in his clause, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Cody's gonna be the guy, or it'd be like the triple threat: Punk, Cody, Cena, whatever. But I think Punk is gonna find his way to a match with John Cena.
I think so too. I was hoping it's that Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank seems a little close. What is that in June? Is that
they started qualifying matches?
They start next week.
So we all think he's gonna make the full run until he's done.
Yeah. I don't see him dropping.
Very good. So then the question is just a matter of who do they continue to put in front of him. I like the idea of R-Truth and him. Though. I think that would be pretty cool.
It's fun.
I think that would be pretty cool.
I like him and Punk in the ring one more time too.
Punk. If they really want to throw people before Luke Gunther's a heel.
Yeah, he's just on the other side of it right now.
Yeah.
Gunther's a heel.
Roman.
The OTC, just don't play with the OTC, bro.
No.
He ain't come
He
to
can't
play.
beat Roman right
Ooh,
now.
he ain't come to play, bro.
Because when Roman comes back, he's coming back
It's a run.
for that last little.
Yeah, it's a run.
Yeah.
Roman might feud with Cody though.
Yeah.
After Cody gets off Cena.
I see that.
That belt is like the main guy's belt.
Yeah,
for sure.
I can see that. So what's next with CM Punk? These guys are all in this triple threat. Roman's kind of been off the radar for a minute here since WrestleMania. Heyman has formed this amazing faction. It seems like with Breaker.
So CM Punk's first got to fight through Seth Rollins and Breaker, and then you got to figure out a way to get him to see.
Which they've been banging a little bit. I think they get some tag team action out of that. Sammy's found his way in there to help out with that too as well.
So they try to get Sammy to join, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to get Sammy to join the group, and he's like, nah. It was kind of emotional. Then they beat him up. CM Punk came and saved him.
Yeah, he's like, you're not gonna intimidate me.
Yeah.
Boy, bye. What do you think about this faction though, with Heyman as the manager, Seth and Breaker?
It's dominant. I like it a lot. I hope it doesn't get clipped too soon. Because like I said earlier, the direction it's going, I think, is the Breaker gets too big-headed route, turns on Seth. But I like it. Hope they keep the reign of dominance going a little longer.
Yeah, they both gotta wear belts at the same time. Whoever else they add, they gotta have the belts for a little bit. And then I guess when they do break up, you gotta figure out who Paul Heyman goes with. I think Breaker needs him a little bit more than Rollins, but Rollins like looks cool as a Paul Heyman guy though.
He does look cool as a Heyman guy, but Breaker seems more like a Heyman guy.
Yeah,
it's like a Punk and Brock.
I was you can say it's like Brock, yeah.
And I don't know. So I don't know where they go with the faction. I feel like I still waiting on that other person, but they might not ever even add another person too.
Do you think they're gonna add another person?
I think I'd rather them leave it as it is if it's not the right person.
Right. Yeah. If it's not the right person,
it could ruin the whole thing.
Okay, so who would be the right person? If you could put
Becky
anybody in it, that's my thought.
Because
I think it should be a female. I think it should be Becky.
And if it's the female, it has to be Becky with the way.
I mean, with Becky being the heel
right now,
Yeah,
like,
that'd be really good too.
Yeah, it makes sense, and she's also believable. If they were all to hold gold, it's not something you have to like try and get over with the gold. It's Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
we've never seen a faction like that.
That'd be really dominant. That'd be crazy dominant.
I would like to see Seth with the workhorse belt, Becky with the women's title, and then my boy Breaker with the IC title or something like that. I think that works.
Yeah. I think that's the only like smart option.
Oh yeah.
If you put like an up and comer in there, like a male wrestler, they're gonna be tasked with getting beat up by everybody who challenges the group.
And yeah,
it'd be like Dominic and JD.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need that in that group.
Not at all. I think Becky's the right call. But if they don't add anyone, then I don't think it makes it a bad thing either.
All right, well, speaking of Becky being the right call, she's back. She's a heel, which is pretty impressive. But her little pupil, Valkyria, the title holder right now, the women's IC title, she can't beat her.
Lyra's tough. She's really dominant. And I think that how it all like happened from WrestleMania, then the tag rematch, I think it's cool. Like Lyra, she take most of the impact, and then Becky turned on her after the match. I think it's very cool how Lyra's like, it's like you're in there with one of the Force women, like a veteran, but like you're not dimmed by it at all. It's like Lyra's definitely holding her own, while Becky was still putting on as always. And I like Becky stepping to the heel. I think heel Becky's the best Becky.
Yeah, I agree. There's only so far you can go being the man.
Right. It's hard. I think it's hard to be like the babyface man if there's not gold on you at the time to keep that
or
hope alive.
viable competition.
Yeah.
This way, as a heel, she could talk down to all the girls that are calling up. But when they beat her, it makes it that much better. These people look even more legit.
Definitely.
Which they are. This is the best NXT class in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very much.
They're all pros.
Very seasoned too.
So the NXT women seem to be ahead of the NXT men because they're invading Raw a lot.
Yeah.
Mixing it up with Rhea, mixing it up with Io. What do you guys think about that? Is this good?
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
the
so.
best for the division because if not, there's just gonna be Rhea, sprinkling Io, sprinkling Asuka, Becky,
Bianca,
Charlotte when she's background. But Bianca, they had her play in the background all last year.
Yeah.
She wasn't in no title pictures.
I mean, and all the females that we just said, they're all heavy hitters, but I feel like it gets to a point. I feel like we've seen that a lot.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, the upcoming, they're fresh, and I also think that NXT is getting so much talent where like you have to start moving some up. I don't know if I like how they're doing it necessarily. I like Julia, I like Stephanie, I like Roxanne, but I don't think that Julia should have got squashed by Rhea her first match on main roster.
Yeah, no,
I think that was an interesting call. Obviously, they weren't going to lose. It's the world champion, it's Rhea, but I think that Roxanne could have took the pin. As someone who's been on Raw before, she's been up before, so. But Julia, her Raw debut, trying to introduce her to a new audience and kind of squashed her.
Right.
It's Rhea though.
Yeah, but still, like, I think that just goes to show like H is doing anything for Rhea because like you got to be able to like I don't know. I just feel like there's other options that the match could have ended of how we've seen it or like how the story's been played the past few weeks. So the new up and coming one that's like really good, but the audience doesn't really know her that well. Getting squashed is a choice, I think. Also, I just think Rhea's like I said, it gets to a point like where can she go from here? Like she hasn't. When's the last time she's had a non-title rivalry? Like she's always in the title scene. Some way it gets a little repetitive.
What else can you do with it though?
Well,
That's what Becky Lynch was saying too. She's like, if I'm not fighting for titles, what am I doing? And Rhea's like in her prime compared to Becky, so
Yeah.
she's not about to fight for the United States title or something like that. Maybe if they paired her up with like another tower, she could do the tag team thing and open it up the division more, but that's not happening.
Yeah, and true with Rhea. I mean, I was saying earlier that we haven't really seen a woman with a dominant faction, but she actually led Judgment Day for a very long time.
Yeah.
She was the leader, champion holder, and all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. So I'm saying like there's only so much you could really do. I feel like she's done a lot. So it's like you keep her in the title scene, but then it's just like
Yeah, it's just the same thing
The same
over
thing,
and over
yeah.
again. Yeah, so I don't think she should have squashed her. She could have won. The squash is crazy.
yeah, it was wild.
Very well. We'll see what happens with Rhea and these other women. I think it's going to be tough, though, because with Valkyrie being as good as she is, Becky being a heel, Roxanne is pretty good, like you said. So there's some really good competition. We didn't even get to,
Yeah.
Storm and all the other things
SmackDown
going on.
girls.
Mm-hmm.
What's Charlotte doing? She's around. She's not around. Stratton. The women division is getting complicated. Let's just put it that way.
It's getting full.
Still Big Nia floating around. Yeah, that's a great point. So yeah, we'll see where it goes and where it doesn't go. Lying, cheating, and still prevails. Got to talk about my boy Dirty Dom, the greatest Mysterio, the greatest Guerrero,
New leader, yeah.
whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, new leader, yeah.
He's just great right now. As my guy said. My guy said, 5 minutes of champion, I'm already better than you. I'm better than you. You been a champion for you, so I'm better than you now.
I like
that's
it.
crazy.
I think it's refreshing. I think it's quite refreshing, and then also I feel like it's definitely as we see in weeks or like in promos, you just see like the jealousy from Finn and like the wanting of the title. So yeah, it's good that that build is happening. I think Dom being the champion is just fun,
and he's having good matches.
And he's
was a great
yeah. What?
Him and Penta looked good in the ring together, and Dom actually surprised me with some of the things he was doing.
Yeah. So I mean, same with Penta though. He's getting cleaner in the ring. It seems like because his first few matches were a little bumpy, but he seems to be doing pretty good. And I think that like, I mean, he's fought Penta quite a few times, but it's not really repetitive in the sense of how it's like going on. It's it still feels pretty good. It's just fun. It's like bring back the fun wrestling. It was cool.
It's cool to see Dom like now just and be what it is. Before he was getting booed so crazy, and now he's prevail in this roast. Yeah, the IC division it's nice from Braun into this with Pence's and it's just nice.
Yeah,
I also think that was a really clean transition, like moving Braun up and then giving to Dom and like keeping it back at base. It was pretty cool.
yeah, and then like inserting Dom as the leader now.
It
Judgment
works.
Day started. They had Edge. Then Finn joined, like Damien and Finn. Then it moved to like Rhea, Damien. Now they're both gone.
Yeah.
Now it's Dom.
And it's clearly Dom.
Yeah.
This is group. That's fire though.
No, it's definitely tough. And then they're just a overall just tough group because you got Liv and Raquel with the belts as well. So they're proving dominance right now.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with Dom. He's gonna have some more good matches. I don't expect like a crazy long reign.
Yeah, no. But just some
Do you
fun
think
matches.
Vince is gonna be the one to take it off of? Who takes it off of?
Probably not. Trying to think because if they got Drew McIntyre fight for the United States belt,
right?
Then somebody somewhat powerful. Aleister Black is back. So he might.
I'm happy Aleister's back.
Rusev is back.
Rusev is back.
We don't want that. No disrespect, but I don't think that's the
Rusev is probably better as like a monster when they get another babyface champion.
Yeah,
to chase that, and then babyface champion beats him. I don't see him winning actual gold, but Aleister he could win gold. He's just
Aleister's tough, man.
Who's Carmelo Hayes running with the Miz, right?
Yeah.
He's just kicking him. He beating both of them at the same time. So that would be decent.
Yeah, big fan of Aleister Black for sure.
Speaking of returns, Jeff Cobb making his debut.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb is part of the new bloodline. I'm excited to see what happens. I know he's one of them weird Samoa Joe, Jacob Fatu body types where they can do everything,
right?
And they're mad small and like wide.
Yeah.
But I think he's a little bit older as well. He's been wrestling for a while. But I'm excited to see how they use him. I'm really not sure where it's going. If Jacob is going to be like the lone wolf, and Jeff Cobb is the new enforcer of the new bloodline. He runs with Solo. Yeah,
I mean, I like it. And then also it's just like there was like a hesitance from Jacob at Backlash. It's like it's gonna like whatever they do there, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it appeared as if he wasn't liking it. So if they do isolate him, maybe who else they bring alongside him,
right?
Or just how that plays out, maybe him versus Solo or something.
Him versus Jeff Cobb, him versus Solo.
Yeah, so we can get. I like Fatu a lot, and I'm interested to see how they.
All guys, no breaks, baby.
Fatu's my god.
She seems one of the best wrestlers in the world right now.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's like you have the whole package, right? You're entertaining, and you're just great in the ring. Like he has the whole package, and he's promos. Yeah, that's important. A lot of guys can't cut good promos.
Oh, he's cutting. You know what stock he's from, baby? The Aloha family. Stop playing, bro. He's one of them ones, bro.
It's tough.
He's one of them ones.
It's very cool.
He's a super heavyweight, bro. Vertical, off the ground, bomb, 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 jumping ropes, moonsawing off of him.
And it's clean too. At that, it's clean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see how that whole thing pans out. Big fan of Jacob.
I like him with the title as well. That U.S. title.
I mean, I hope
adds a little intensity to that title.
Oh, for sure. And it's different.
It was stale with LA Knight.
Oh my god.
Very still.
This dude here.
I like what the United States and the IC belt. They both have that like flair to them.
It's not like you have the A-listers on it, but it's not like you have the B-listers on it. I mean, D-listers on it. It's like a good, like good balance.
Both potential future world champs.
Yeah.
LA Knight is like the poor man's version of Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying?
He lost his buzz.
I feel like LA Knight.
He is. He's like the Kobe Bryant of Zack Ryder's. You know.
Zack Ryder.
Yeah. He's like,
bro, what? Zack what?
Anyway,
That
was bad.
He's like Zack Ryder.
I think that LA Knight, where he is right now in his funk, is where Drew McIntyre was a few years back, where they were just throwing him in everything and like trying to get him on TV, but it just wasn't sticking. I mean, I think he'll come out of it though. I think it just takes time and the right direction.
It's tough. Some people catch a fire like during the long, but it's during like Roman's longest reign. WWE champion ever.
I mean, he's in the era of tough guys, though. One thing about Drew, as the Scottish psychopath, bro, he finds a way to keep himself.
You can plug him in anywhere. They just had him with CM Punk a few months ago.
It's definitely better now. But he had like a still moment. I think it was like right post COVID, and like there was nowhere for him to really go after he had like his big champ spell. But I think it's cool. He's in the U.S. title scene now. But I wonder if they're gonna let him have it, or if he's just there to keep busy.
Bro, Drew McIntyre is the #1 loser. You beat him, you're the made man. You look real good being Drew McIntyre.
Well, he puts you through it though.
Yeah.
You're in a tough match with Drew. It's not like you just got a little cakewalk there. You know, you're feeling everything he's putting on you. He just put Priest through it. Well, Priest put him through a table, but it looked like Priest got the worst end of it. So I don't know. But I do like Fatu as the champion. I like that he doesn't back down from any of these guys. I like Drew's role with the company. I think it's pretty impressive to find a way to keep yourself in the mix. I mean, guys like Sheamus, love him, but you know, he's here and he's not there. You know, there's a lot of guys that kind of in and out, but for some reason, he can find his way to still be around, still find himself in elimination chambers, still find himself in championship matches, even though he's not going to win, but he's still in them.
He's the best placeholder.
To go back a little bit, you know who get the title off of Dom? Cross. He's coming up. Yeah.
I actually like that.
I like Cross. You know? And I'm expecting him and Blackster somehow, some way, right? That's gotta. I mean, these are two dark characters that they're almost very similar in character.
Yes.
So I mean, that if they can really get that type of faction right, though, that could be impressive as well.
Yeah, like a flock type.
Yeah, they just gotta get it right, though. That's all. You know, they just gotta get it right.
Now that you just brought Elsa back into my mind. Speaking of returns, what about Alexa Bliss? Back at Rumble, have her back on TV as of last SmackDown. What do you think about that?
It spices up the division even more. They just got to do the right thing with her because she was supposed to come back as part of the Wyatt Six. Then one of them got injured, so they had to stop the whole thing. But she's the star power in the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna do it, they gotta do it right.
Gotta kind of do something like they did with Judgment Day when Rhea was running the show.
But will they really? Do you think they'll do that? Where they give her that type of boost, where she can
they're a spooky group though, so no, they don't. They talk in like pre-recorded videos that play on the screen. They're not gonna cut promos in the ring. They just gotta come out and fight.
I think it was interesting. They tossed her as Zelina Vega's partner, but I think it was cool to have her on TV in that sense and show that she's not really experiencing any ring rust. She seems to be pretty solid still. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, that is impressive. We'll see where it goes, you know. But it's good that she's back.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing. But do keep this in mind. I mean, Liv is going to be off TV for like a month, so that somebody's got to fill some type of void, you know.
Right.
But I mean, once she's back, they're not even taking the belts off of them. So her and homegirl, they still got the belts. So I mean, not really sure.
It's because that's what the star power is. Everybody loves Liv and Raquel as a tag team.
Yeah, like I said, the women's division is complicated. It just is. It's very complicated right now. Jeff Cobb being a part of the bloodline, we'll see what that all looks like. Fatu, I don't even think before. It's so funny because a year ago, Solo picking up the mantle, running with the team, you know, leading them. It seemed like, oh yeah, it was so believable. Now with Fatu emerging, I can't see him following behind Solo at all.
Well, that's why I think that's kind of direction it's going a little bit. It looks where it seems like there's going to be like a test of like Jacob and where he really lies, because with Jeff Cobb back, it seems like there's kind of like there's a little bit of friction there. So it'll be cool to see that play out, because it's not believable at all for Jacob to be like the
his character before WWE was the Lone Wolf. So they might just move him into that slot. He don't need a crew.
He don't need a crew. No, he doesn't. And just sometimes when the family need him, maybe certain people can pull him out, like a Roman or somebody can pull on him, and he comes to the family's aid. But other than that, he not.
And you see that he doesn't need it.
Yeah, no,
not at all.
He can do whatever.
I would like to see them allow him to float from Raw to SmackDown. I think that would be kind of cool too.
I think it'll be more. Well, actually. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
All right, I could talk about the bloodline all day. You guys know that. Let me pivot to my man, the Ring General, Gunther. What are they doing to my boy, man? I mean, they had him choke out Pat, messing with Michael Cole. Like,
actually, I didn't mind any of that. Actually, I thought it was cool. I thought it builds a little bit of his character. Like, now we already knew he was like not really a face, but now he's like really not a face. Like he's like there's no going back. I just don't like how they're bringing him back into the Jay rivalry. I don't think Jay can be. I like Jay Uso a lot, and I like Heat, but I don't think Jay can be the champ that like has to like he has so many opponent options right now. I don't think it's like I think it's too much. He's not really that kind of champ as far as his in ring work. I don't think he can be doing that. Not at all.
Like 3 times.
I'm still stuck on how he had to beat Gunther the first time, like 20 frog splashes, and then the sleeper, and he tapped it. Like I don't know.
Gunther
like,
tapped out.
Yeah, but it still wasn't believable. Like that was probably the worst championship match at WrestleMania, like World Championship match, this past year. I don't know. Jay's it's been underwhelming. I think the hype was there, so it's cool to put a belt on him. But like the world belt is such a big responsibility, where you have to really carry and tell a story, which he can do, but it's just in ring if it falls flat. I feel
he's gonna fight Seth.
Him and Logan fight, right?
Well, I think that could be good.
Saturday Night Main Event.
That can be good. I think, but you can.
You think it's gonna be a good match?
In terms of Logan, he's gonna. It's
I
gonna
think
be good.
They're gonna be jumping around.
No,
I don't know
yeah.
if it's gonna be a good match.
A lot of high flying, a lot of
not
excitement.
good, but a lot of high.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot. I think it'll be a spot heavy match. I think it'll be an enjoyable match. Yeah, I think with Gunther, it's just like you have to really like have a certain move set to be able to hang with a guy like Gunther. Your move set doesn't really allow you to have like compatibility with Gunther in ring at all. Like if you don't have good chemistry in the ring, it's just gonna fall flat.
All right. So this championship match that Jay has coming up with Logan, will it end clean? I think that's more so because if it doesn't end clean, now the stuff we have going forward is it going to be a fatal 4-way? Are they going to build it up for the next? You know.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't see the point of it not having to end clean. But if it was a thing where Gunther was to come and like interrupt or something like that, or just doesn't end clean on either side of it, I think it could be triple threat. But I just don't know how good that would play out either.
Yeah, I don't like any of that possibility.
I just don't like the Gunther and Jay. Like, I don't want to go back there. I think the belt needs to.
So whoever wins that match, Gunther has the title shot next.
Right.
My thing is, it ends clean, or however it ends. I don't really care. Gunther gets it back, but does Seth take it off of him? Because that's the ultimate end game.
You think
Seth could take it off of either one, but Gunther versus Seth has to happen.
You think Gunther gets it back?
If Seth wins it first, then no, Seth is gonna go on a decent size run. But Gunther could beat Jay for it eventually. Beat Jay in the rematch. Seth swoops in, and they go from there.
It could be Jay or Logan.
I don't think they toss it to Logan. I feel like we're doing too much now. I think that
Logan did wear a title before though.
No, and it was good, but it was also not a world title. Like you can't be giving world title to anybody. Like it gets to a point. Like that has to have that prestige.
Braun Breaker win at this point. They give it to Logan Paul
for sure. I think that. I mean, I think they might, just the way it's going right now, they might have Jay like win with the Logan stuff and then beat Gunther one more time to really staple it.
But I think it could go to Seth. The only person that Jay could beat believable clean out of the people fighting for the title is Logan Paul.
Yeah, but do you think like going off like recent H booking and like just how Yeet is going, you think that they'd have Gunther spin back and get it off Jay and then they'd just be done with that?
I think if you want the best wrestling product, because Cena's matches aren't like the quality of match a Seth and a Gunther could put up. John Cena can't do that at all right now if he tried his hardest.
Yeah, and even I think Jay would be even.
So if that's gonna be the workhorse championship, then let him go at it for real.
Okay. No, yeah, I think that's fair.
Logan's star power is huge. I'm not saying for a long run. I mean, this could be something. I remember back in the day, you could get the belt at a house show, and then Monday night it's off you again. You know, they did things like that. Right. So I'm saying that I could see Jay losing it on Saturday Night Live, and then when the match with Gunther on Monday night, Gunther picks it up.
I don't know.
Then then him and Seth get that thing going how it's supposed to go.
It's a very Triple H thing, I say. Like, I think he would do that. I think he would give Logan a quick pop.
But I just hope not.
But I just don't think it's. I mean, based on like off the recent track record of H, I think he would. I don't think it's needed though. I mean,
I think Logan Paul
it's
versus
too
Seth
much.
would be a better match.
It would, because
But we saw that already, right? Logan and Seth fought before.
They fought a couple of years ago. Yeah.
But I mean,
that was a good match.
It was a great match.
And then we have a world title on this time. So I mean, I don't like the route of Logan getting the belt, but I mean, based off of like after Mania and here we are and everything, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But I think doing that is too much. If we could really just cleanly get to the Gunther, the Seth, and loop it that way, and take the story in a different direction instead of staying in this pool of Gunther, Logan, Jay.
I think Logan Paul is good. He has ability. He's athletic, but he's not at that storytelling wrestling level. Like his matches don't get you like emotionally involved yet.
That's why I think
they're just like cool moves.
I think him as a champ is just a publicity stunt in a way, where like it's Logan Paul's gonna get that pop.
Yeah,
50 million followers on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just advertising.
It's advertising. Yeah,
it's a big deal. Prime's there every night.
But I feel like it just gets a little unserious. Like the other day, Menace Red told me that AW superstar Kenny Omega made a comment. Like, what was the comment?
Oh, Kenny Omega said at this rate, the main event of Wrestlemania in the future is going to be Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul.
Kenny who?
No, not too much on Kenny Omega at all.
I'm just saying. I mean, AEW. What is that?
But still, but like, I think that's kind of funny because that's literally
that's what a lot of people feel like though. That WWE is just going for advertiser dollars and everything, which
in a sense
to an extent, but I don't think they'll go that far.
No, I don't think ever.
But I think if Logan Paul does develop his storytelling ability and stuff, though, then they wouldn't have a problem putting the title on because they like him already.
Right.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes it off the Jay and then Gunther takes it off him. I don't see him having a long run at all. It may be 3 to 2 weeks, 3 days to 2 weeks, but I could see Jay dropping the belt that way.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's just I'd just rather not.
That's crazy.
And then, but another thing though, I mean, we're talking about champs in like the future, and we're talking about December and all that. But we have Money in the Bank coming up, and that can
Logan Paul could win Money in the Bank.
I think Carmelo Hayes could
do what?
He's not there.
Well, I mean, they had him win the Andre the Giant Memorial going into Mania.
Yeah, but we know that the Andre the Giant Memorial,
right, bro? But
it's not like, nowhere near the same. It doesn't hold the same weight as it did.
That's not what I'm saying. It's more so in the sense that they're keeping him on TV, keeping him doing something relevant.
Oh, like just putting accolades next to his name.
Yeah, I mean, and then he just was on TV.
I think that Money in the Bank on him would be a waste.
I think it's a waste, but I think that he'd probably be in the match.
In the match, yeah, he'll probably have a good spot.
Who else would really pull the Money in the Bank win?
To win, Dominic Mysterio could win it. Logan Paul could win it. Aleister Black could win it.
Or I like Logan Paul winning the Money in the Bank.
Breaker in that row. That could cash on set.
Bro, Seth gets the title. That's elite bar.
Yeah, actually,
you already know. If Breaker wins the Money in the Bank, then we already know what it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a Batista Triple H.
But I mean, they'll keep the element.
This is H we're talking about doing the booking, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that'd actually be very tough.
Shout out to Paul, man. Stop playing, bro. The big Paul, man.
Yeah, he has his great moments. He'll be trying a little bit, but nah, I think that'd be really cool actually.
Yeah, Money in the Bank.
So that's gonna shake the table up. I mean, I think I'd rather Logan win Money in the Bank and then cash in the sense and gets out of that way than do this whole pool with Jay and Gunther. Yeah, win it straight up is kind of crazy.
He should be fine. Him and Dom would be a good match.
Yeah, I don't know where they pulled him from that level, that division.
What?
Logan in the ring though, like he's
tough. He is. It's just like it's the way that he's.
We're not blinded by moves.
But yeah, no, you can't.
By the emotional storytelling stuff.
It's just cool moves. It's just springboards.
That's why I feel like anybody could wear a champion, but you have to have a certain like character work overall to be a world champion.
You have to have a certain character if we're going to leave it on you for a long time. If we're just making a quick pop with you, Logan is the pop king.
I think the best.
He is Mr. Popular.
If that's the case, yeah. And I think the best route would be like if it's really like a momentary like quick pop champion, it's got to be Money in the Bank. Think about how many people who have won Money in the Bank off a situation like that rather than get it clean up.
He could go the Edge route, and that would be perfect for Logan Paul. How Edge creeped his way into the world title and really never left.
Because I mean, if he does a Money in the Bank style, he could actually kind of end up like staying there and kind of stapling it more than like trying to get it.
Yeah, because he could tease it the whole year.
Yeah, and then also him getting it the way that you mentioned with Gunther and Jay, I might like kind of overshadow him in general because if he has it for 3 days, 2 weeks, whatever, it's not gonna hold weight
It's
at
a
all.
pointless spot.
It's
Yeah.
a pointless, it's a pointless spot.
Not really,
But money
because
in
you're
the
getting
bank.
close to Money in the Bank, so he's already gonna have a spot owned in that already.
But I don't know. I think that's cool. I think for Money in the Bank, it's him or Breaker. I think both those storylines could be pretty tough.
We'll see. Getting a little bit not too far off base, but I do gotta ask you guys this: what do y'all think? We kind of started talking about Gunther and the fighting and championship and all that, but how do y'all feel about a guy like that, or for that matter, any wrestler actually attacking um, announcers and things like refs? Kind of are they're casualties because they're in a sense, right? They've always gotten hit or pushed and things like that. But the way Gunther really went after those two, um, what do y'all? Is that something that's like is gonna start being a norm now, or is this
No, I think it's
it
very.
shouldn't be the norm.
It shouldn't be the norm at all. I think it's very specific people. I feel like that was a very Brock Lesnar thing.
Exactly.
It was very Brock
Crash
Lesnar.
out.
Yeah, and I mean,
Heel of heels.
I didn't hate how it happened. I think it's low-key seemed a little real in the moment, like with the immediate panic of everybody. But I don't think that him and Pat should have had a match. I think that was like too much. I think that was kind of tacky. But I think like that's kind of what that was like, low-key, because
Pat
like
McAfee's celebrity too.
yeah. And I mean, I think that the attacking cool, Pat set up for Michael cool, the antagonizing with the okay, like you do that. Only certain guys deal with that, like a Brock Lesnar type situation. But I think the match was too far. That's like Brock Lesnar having a match with J&J Security. That's what I feel like. Like it was too much. I don't think it needed to happen.
As far as like a ruthless heel, I think that's perfect. I don't think every other person should do that, but we literally seen Gunther wipe Jimmy Uso's blood on his chest.
Yeah.
Like he's driven by victory.
For
and
sure.
These dudes are trolling him every week because he lost.
Right.
So he's gonna choke him out.
And I mean, it made sense, but I don't think it's gonna become the new norm. I think it's only, and if it can only be catered to like those kind of guys.
Those heels, the top heels, the top ruthless heel.
Also, think what makes it seem like, what was this script was off script is the fact that it's not done by everybody. Like when it's done by it was done by Ronda, it was done by Brock, it's done by the heels of the heels, so it's gotta really keep that stature. I feel like.
All right. I can get down with that. That was just one of my concerns. Like, is this something that we're going to start seeing going forward, where announcers are being attacked and stuff like that? I thought, like you said, Gunther being so ruthless, wiping the like he has shown some real aggression these past couple of months. That was like, whoa, okay, Gunther. But I thought that man went just a little bit too far. But I guess I get it ultimately. I didn't like the idea of him and Pat having a match, by the way. I thought that was whack.
Nah.
But shout outs to Pat. I mean, he stood his ground as best he could. But by the way, he didn't tap. They just kind of ended the match. So that's kind of interesting to see if that ever comes back into play.
I sure hope not. Let's just leave it where it's at.
Yeah, let that stay where it is. We talked about Fatu and being the U.S. champion and how we like him with the belt. So the question I have is, because there's some big names now hovering around this U.S. title, and obviously the big dog holding it. Do you think this is bringing back some validity to the U.S. title as it was back in the day, where you had great guys holding that title, a la Lex Luger, Sting? That's just going way back to where the origin at. But do you think it brings some validity back to it, or are we watering it down?
No, it's bringing validity back. Fatu's the perfect one for it.
No, I agree. I think he's like he's really good in ring. He's gonna he's vicious, so it's like a character level on it too. And I think that he has the opportunity to give it to like another person like even higher than him. I think it'd be tough. I think having Drew in that is cool too.
Yeah, Drew, LA Knight. LA Knight was just in the title picture, sort of, kinda. So having him around there, if he keeps fighting guys like that, they're gonna put on classic matches. It's gonna bring the prestige of the title up. So whoever wins off him, they had to go through a super fight to get it.
And it's gonna get him ready for that world breakers out right now back there.
And I hope he doesn't drop it soon, because I don't really see anyone really that's like worthy to just pull it off.
No, I don't think he's dropping anytime soon. I do think he's gonna make a run with this.
We mentioned trying to get that Heyman like group all the gold. Do you think potentially you could see Breaker and Fatu, or do you think it'd be Breaker and Dom?
I think Breaker's. I'm going for world. I think they could both.
Versus Fatu.
Yeah, like to have that gold as his gold.
Not with this current storyline, but in the future, probably like a year or two from now, they have to cross paths.
Big
And
Dog.
I think that'd be a great match.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. Like that'd be really tough.
Yeah.
Woo, you talking about fireworks? My God,
Great.
we ain't got enough security for them two, bro. That's
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
yeah, that's
If
yeah.
we made them at WrestleMania.
For sure. That's definitely
That's like better than Brock and Goldberg.
Yeah.
man, especially while they in their
Yeah,
I mean,
prime,
you know,
also
Spot 2 is almost timeless in a sense because he just
Yeah.
his life was to a certain extent wrestling wise was somewhat preserved, and so to see him now, man, yeah, wow.
No, yeah, I mean I think that'd be comparable to something like Brock and Goldberg, but it's just they're having it in their prime.
It's way better than Ring Work.
Yeah, because Jacob isn't just like a suplex kind of guy; he's doing everything.
They're both wrestlers.
Yeah, they're both wrestlers. Yeah,
And they both get up to the ropes like that.
Yeah.
That vertical leap ain't no joke,
yeah,
bro.
nah, that'd be
One
tough.
of Frankenstein and one coming off Moonsault, bro. Yikes. So we touched on the fact that the women's division is complicated, but we have not touched on the fact that there is a champion, a world's champion over there. It's Tiffy time, I guess, and we're all a part of it. What do you guys think about this whole Tiffy time? I mean, she had Charlotte at WrestleMania. I guess there's some other competitors lining up. Obviously, I did not like the Charlotte match with her at WrestleMania. It was
I
tragic.
think it exposed her.
I think it did as well. But I mean, this might no hate, but I think that Charlotte match is supposed to, so they're bringing her back level. I mean, she's about to they're building up for matches with people like the likes of Nia Jax and Jade, and that's good for her. They're hiding her back with people who can't really do it.
I mean, if Charlotte would have beat her at Mania, she could have took some time to get her skills back up, and when she took it off of Charlotte,
could bring it back. Yeah,
it would have been way better.
It would have been way more. It would have been
like now, it's like she's just been exposed, and people are kind of settling in on it now. Before she was hot, she was smoking hot before.
Because they had her run the match with Jade a few weeks ago, and that also was just a bunch of botches. Because you put two slot people together, and then not being able to execute the way it is. Because right now they're building her. They tied the Jade and Naomi storyline. They brought Nia back, so they're trying to looks like they're building her the fatal four way with that. But I think that could be cool. I think that's more her lane. I think Charlotte was just too heavy of a competitor for her. And then
I think she would have been better off with somebody like Bayley.
Yeah,
Bayley can move at her pace and still make her look
good. Make her look good. Yeah,
Charlotte is number one, bro.
Yeah, and then also with whatever they have going on with Charlotte, I don't know what they have going on with Charlotte. They have her like kind of promos every week, but it's like I can't tell she's playing a role of like a baby face in the sense. Then they have her and Jade having these constant stare downs after like little promos and stuff like that.
That's the thing, though.
But if Tiffany wasn't ready for that, Jade's definitely not ready for that. Because Jade is just as...
I don't think they'll project Jade how they protect
Not at all. And I mean, not for nothing. In that match with Naomi, she wasn't even really putting on. That's only Naomi. So imagine
Naomi sells really good too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You gotta step it up because these NXT girls are looking better than the girls that are ready.
Well, the NXT girls are the actual pros though.
Yeah.
They've been wrestling since they were however old, so they're actually ready to go. They just got to get used to TV.
Yeah.
All right. So, like E said, Charlotte, like Brad said, Charlotte is obviously who she is, right? We understand that. Her, Becky, even Bayley, I think, kind of falls in that. We get it. I think for me, and I had Tiff winning the match at WrestleMania. I just thought it was going to be a better match. And after watching the match, I was disappointed that she won the match because Charlotte clearly carried her throughout the match.
Right.
And, gave her the business. And so I think that was the disgusting, I don't want to say disgusting, maybe that's going a little too far, but it was definitely distasteful. Especially after seeing Charlotte the last time she was in a WrestleMania. It was against Rhea Ripley, and that was a great match. It was definitely like, yeah, Rhea's ready for sure because she did her thing. Tiffy, I just don't think she's ready, and unfortunately, they're forcing it. They're forcing
that Logan Paul stuff.
No,
she's athletic, but she has the look.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Logan don't botch though.
No, he don't botch. He's better at that than Tiffany, but she's the champ. All eyes on her. She's the top of the division.
Right, and you can't have these like passing baton moments unless they're ready. I think
you can't force that.
I think the Lyra way, was what I'm going to call it, is much better. Where Becky went down to NXT, beat Lyra, got the belt there. Now years later, Lyra has a belt and she's beating Becky, and now they both look like they're at that equal level of in-ring work. Whereas Tiffany is just Charlotte's too different of a superstar.
Bro, if Lyra and Tiffany fought right now, like
no,
if Tiffany wins the match, I'm disappointed because there's no way she can beat Lyra, right?
That's the thing. It's like it's an interesting situation. You're trying to put Tiffany as the back of the division. It's just not. It's not working out.
Yeah, she must have to lose the title for like 6 months.
I mean, I think that Money in the Bank is gonna fall her way, rather Io's way.
Can she get better?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. She can't have the belt and get better though.
No, you got
too many obligations when you have a belt. You got to be every appearance. You got to do everything. They got to hide her for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they put it on her too early.
Yeah, I mean, I literally think the perfect way to do it was.
I don't think nobody initially thought it was too early because she was doing good before she got it.
And I mean, we try to say like, oh, maybe it was nerves for first WrestleMania match, but it can only be nerves for so long because it's just a continued pattern. I don't think it was too early at the time, but now looking at it, it was too early.
Big dogs are coming. Becky just came back. Charlotte just came
Asuka's
back. You're pulling the pros
Lex is
from
coming.
NXT, so it's like, wait a minute.
If it was what it was supposed to be, if she was really ready, then it would have been perfect. But her and Jade are.
Honestly, I think what they could have, like how they introduced these two IC and US women's titles, she could have built her way out, right? Because I mean, now like the US titles in not an awkward place. It's interesting. They got Selena Vega on that belt, and she's not bad. She's just little, so it's fragile. But
female, right? Maybe saying a lot, obviously, but I'm just saying that.
You said her being small.
Oh, but yeah, in the sense, yeah, probably, honestly, yeah.
Small lucha, you know.
Yeah, because she's pretty good though. But I think that would have been more of a route, even a route for like a Jade or something like that. To like instead of going for the main gold, like you have these other females who are here that could go for that gold while the transition's happening because you could get better in a division like that.
All right, so you just said Jade. I want to touch on it. Is she ever going to be ready?
I think she's. I don't. It's a.
That's the thing though. That's the difference between her and Tiffany. Though. She's older,
yeah.
So the window for her to get better is smaller, and they just hit her for however long, and she's still.
I think
doing the same stuff.
Exactly. She was when she was with Bianca. She wasn't horrible though. It was just like it was more so like the character work. But yeah, that's true because it's Bianca. But I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's little things. I mean, she's not bad in ring. She's strong. She's obviously in shape. It's just like when it comes to like in-ring work, if it's messy, it's not really like hideable, especially when you're finding someone else that's also messy. Like it's just a train wreck. I don't think I want to see Tiffany versus Jade as a straight up title match.
That's crazy because on paper it sounds like a really
good, but
it's not.
It's not yet.
But do you want to see Jade versus Charlotte?
No, because I think it'd be just not the same as the Tiffany match because I think they're both in the same. But I think Jade isn't as bad as Tiffany, like in terms of wrestling work. But it's both just not where it should be. I think they need to. I think they'd be better in the lower division for now until they actually get built up. But that's why I think the Money in the Bank's gonna get cashed in on Tiffany's belt, rather Io's belt, because there's so much more decorated superstars over with Io.
As I said, the women's division is complicated.
Right.
It is very, very complicated.
Well, first episode back. That was great discussion. RP Sabu.
Yes, RP Sabu for sure.
Sabu for sure.
They believe in kayfabe for the feels.
If you want to go off script, it's got to be real.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Babyface
Hills.